Hey everyone, so today I want to talk about something that we don't get into very often, and that is the full field visor prescription glasses, because in general these things are impossible to make, and I say that with a little bit of a catch because I actually have one that is a full field lens. Yeah, I don't know what else to say there. We're going to talk about that today and why it's so mind-boggling, but yeah, let's see what we've got. All right, so first things first, if you are new here, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and the like button so I know that you like this, first of all. But more importantly, so you stay up to date on the latest and the coolest stuff we're talking about, or at least I think it's cool. Hopefully you do too if you're here, so we'll find out one way or another. But what I want to get into today, a friend of mine or acquaintance, whatever, anyways, this guy owns an optical shop in Boulder, Colorado, and they started doing something very special. This is not something you're going to find anywhere else, and I don't even offer it for that matter. So you go see him if this is your thing. Now, what kind of got this started, I was actually speaking. Varney is making visors with prescription lenses in them, not to be confused with what this is, which is a full visor prescription lens. So I was talking with this guy, and he actually offered to send me one of these to kind of get a hands on and see what it looked like. And hey, well, I've got this thing. Let's tell people what you're doing. And I wouldn't get into too much of the technical details of how this is made. That's not something that we really need floating around out there. Now, I don't think anybody's going to produce these at mass scale because this is something that requires a ton of handwork, very precision equipment, even to produce the lenses, much less to actually cut and fit them in these things. But what we've got here is effectively a -3 prescription. It's a little bit different from eye to eye, and it's close enough I can actually put this on. I'm about a -2, so my eyes can power through that extra dot or minus no problem, and I can actually see, you know, I can make out what's over here. Obviously, it's not crisp as a bell sharp, but my prescription isn't exactly this. It's not measured to fit for me. This is just a sample they had made up of what these things look like and kind of how they function. Now, first of all, I was impressed when he said they could do it, and I had some idea of what that process looked like in my head before I ever touched it. I actually touched it, the rest of the dots kind of connected. But again, this is not something many people are going to do. It takes a ton of specialized equipment. It takes a lot of technical know-how, and they have done a really incredible job in making this happen. So they do this. You can check out their website. I'll put it down below in the comments as well as in the description, so you can go check them out. These definitely your source for full field prescription lens in a visor frame, and as hot and as trendy as these full field visors are these days, these guys are going to be absolutely killing it going forward. And I was going to say I'm really impressed with how they've done this. So it looks like anything you'd see from the factory, absolutely beautifully done. We'll add some footage in here so you can actually see it a little bit better than this. But overall, you do have a slight seam here in the middle. That's going to vary depending on how much difference you have between the eyes and the prescription. But overall, it fits and feels like a frame of these would from the factory without any prescription. But it does have the prescription in there. So I really don't know what else too much to say about that. It's absolutely an incredible thing. Let's compare it to one of the other visor frames I have here. I don't carry Oakley, so let me grab this guy. Let's see. We'll do this one later. I do have one of the Varney full field visors, and this one is a photochromic lens. So visually, they're going to be a little bit different overall, but you can see, that little seam in the middle I mentioned really doesn't even pick up, so you don't get much of a difference. We'll revisit these guys here in a few weeks. I'm waiting on mine to be done in a prescription from Varney, so we'll have Varney's prescription visors to compare. As I mentioned, that's a totally different process. They do something, like I said, that is more based on inserting the lenses within the shield versus having that true full field like what these are designed for. And they use digitally surfaced freeform lenses that calculate in that steep wrap and the wide field. So, like I mentioned early on in the video, you do actually get pretty sharp vision edge to edge, even with that not being my exact prescription. It just happens to be close enough I could review the thing, which was kind of cool, and why we have this video now. So, I think that's something really cool. I haven't seen it done before. It's one of those things I have talked to different people about. I have spoken with labs about doing it, and it's one of those, yeah, we could probably do it. Here's sort of what that would look like, but these guys did it, and that is something that definitely deserves some attention. So that's Sports Optical. You definitely want to go check these guys out if you've ever wanted something like this. Just like me, they know what they're doing with lenses. They can really do some cool custom stuff. And they've got me beat on one thing. I don't say those words lightly either, guys. If you've been here long, you know how true that is. So these guys are definitely worth checking out for your sporty needs. I still am the master of the arts. Maybe not the master, but I've got my own thing going on. We have fun with it as far as sports. And these guys, they know what they're doing. He's a rally driver, so he has his own fun. We should go hang out in person sometime and check that out. Anyways, that's all I've got. I feel like I'm rambling at this point just because this whole concept is so darn cool, and trying not to get into really the effects of what's at play here and how this all works is having to cause a lot of restraint or something like that. So let me know what you think of these, or if that's something you'd be interested in. Personally, obviously, I think it's super cool. I've got my Barney version on the way. I'm going to have to get with these guys and get a set of my own made. What's that tell you? When I go to someone else, that says a lot. Anyways, that's all I've got for today. Let me know down in the comments what you think, what you thought of this, or if you even thought this was a thought. Hopefully. Oh, Lord, I'm losing it. I'm out, guys. Let me know your feedback down in the comments below, and definitely check these guys out and see what they're doing.